The Nightcrawler bringing you a little lead on CRK medal for the H's. 3 weeks in this town and I still haven't seen my old friend. This next song is dedicated to you, Nicholas. My brother, my child. Love. A blip on the monitor of involuntary human response. A hiccup of emotion when compared with envy, hatred, lust. And just who was this Saint Valentine? A bishop. Roman 3rd century, got his head sliced off. Ouch. For marrying lovers against his emperor's decree. You see, Claudius II believed that men made better warriors unmarried. Power comes with the absence of love. Love drains us of our strength. We never learn, do we? And you say that love conquers all. Well, not for you, Saint Valentine. Not for me. Not for any of the heart broken. Does everyone you see, everything you taste and smell, remind you of her? I know what it is. You cannot accept what you must. But love is not eternal, it's not even long-lived. Let it die when it's exhausted. Don't try to resuscitate it, let it go.
You're not helping me much, Nightcrawler.
In time, you'll see that I am. I'm cleansing your wound, waking you from a stupor. Because of your grief, you cannot see that I'm an ally. In my way, I love you all. And I want your love back. In 31 minutes, the moon will be perfectly full. The night will be at its absolute brightest, as close to day as it ever becomes. How do you feel about the moon? About how it translates the light of the sun? Tonight your Nightcrawler is ruminating on friendship. I say a friend for life is a leech. Someone who bleeds you. There is no real or lasting friendship, and no one is to be trusted. Who will challenge me on this? Who does not believe that all friendships must sour slowly, imperceptibly, comme une main de la cloche, and that in the end, it's not the big lie that turns us into mortal enemies, but the little white lies that drive the wedges between us, poison our loyalty and blight our trust. You don't agree? Let's discuss it then. Friends. Who knows the pain of death better? He who gasps his final breath, or those of us who must breathe the foul air of his decomposition? Which bears the greater burden? The cold bones of the dead man in his coffin, or the spine of the pallbearer carrying his load? No one knows this burden better than we, dear listener, we who have seen so many pass. I see you sagging, laden, and yet I have to ask, is it grief that weighs so heavily on your shoulders? Or is it that should've, would've, could've, fool's game called guilt? What a piece of work is a man. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty. In form, in moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights me not.
The vampire can move among mortals, but only by night. He can never see daylight, for the sun will incinerate him. He is gifted with extraordinary powers, incredible strength, and physical prowess. Has the ability to fly and move more quickly than the eye can perceive. The ability to persuade through mesmerism. And he must nourish these skills with ever-increasing supplies of fresh blood. For all intents and purposes, he is immortal, coursing through the ages, assuming and disposing of identities as easily as mere mortals change clothing. Different identities, different careers, always searching and always moving. Vampires fear symbols of redemption, such as crosses. Vampires recruit new members of their society from among their mortal acquaintances. These new vampires often maintain an unfailing allegiance over time to their master vampire, the vampire who brought them across into the perpetually dark, godless world of the undead.
Love, how it toys with us, makes utter fools of us, flogs, whips, and spanks us. Listen to the voices of the unloved as they surge and retreat in the night, whisper in empty rooms and lonely beds, the hunger of love unattained. Rushing through our fingers, unstoppable, fleeting, gone. And yet, when we touch this love, it burns us with its bright flame. It punishes and consumes. And yet we must have it. It rules us, uses, abuses, misuses. And yet, why do we always crawl back for more? legend time, a Native American fairy story for children of all ages. Legend has it that when the world was young and unfinished, the Great Spirit Father made the mistake of leaving his paints where his children could get them. Raven begged Eagle to paint him as beautiful and grand as the Great Spirit had made Eagle himself. And so he did. So he tried. But when Raven looked at his reflection in the water, he didn't like what he saw. Raven became angry. He and Eagle fought, and the Great Spirit Father's paints were spilled over Raven and made him all black. Black wings, black eyes, black breast. Raven ran into the river and flapped his wings against the current, but the color was indelible. The water wouldn't wash it away. "This is your punishment," said the Great Father, "for interfering with my work. Black you are, and black you will stay. You will never come clean." Not much of a legend at that, is it, children? But I rather like the moral. Do you suppose they celebrate death days on the other side? Will the day we give up the ghost be a cause for celebration in heaven? Or are we just another log on the fires of hell? The only extraordinary thing about birth, it seems to me, is that we are no longer dead, which we presume to be an inferior predicament. How fiercely we struggle to avoid death. How the death of our loved ones pains us. How desperately we hold on for dear life. In courts and palaces he also reigns, and in luxurious cities, where the noise of riot ascends above their loftiest towers, and injury and outrage. And when night darkens the street, then wander forth the sons of Belial, flown with insolence and wine. Paradise lost. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about the past. And you're asking yourself, how did I get here? And when you think about it, you realize that really you had no say in the matter at all. Funny, isn't it? You've just been bobbing along on the eddies and currents of life, like flotsams, subject to the whims of everyone and everything but yourself, bumping through history. They say the ages of man are denial, awareness, and acceptance. A young man believes he will live forever. A middle-aged man knows he will not. And an old man is ready. What then of those taken out of sequence? How to prepare them for the bitter end? The man who knows he will not die is a young man. He is kept young by the knowledge that death shall have no dominion. There's nothing so hard as watching that die. A dozen in a single night. My children and my people who should have lived forever, living their last. Who would have ever believed that they would die? My people. My children. One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. We will survive. Cold, barren, bleak. Winter is the kindest season. The heart will not melt in winter. Chilled by the cold, we're spared the grief, the sorrow, the messy emotion of life. Winter is solace for the lonely. Its cool touch soothes the tattered heart. I hear something familiar on the wind tonight. A lonely woman's cry for justice from beyond death. And what justice is sweeter than that exacted by those who've been wronged? What law more perfect than that exercised by an advocate who moves swiftly and with resolve? Only you who've practiced it know what I'm talking about. A man that studieth revenge keeps his own wounds green. Life is a gift, as sweet as the freshest peach, as precious as a gilded jewel. I've never been able to understand the logic in willfully surrendering such a treasure. What is that again? How dark can your existence be when compared to an eternal void? Or do you have faith that there is something beyond? What do you see from where you are? A bright light at the end of the tunnel? Is it a ray of hope? A glimmer of something better? Or will it burn you like the morning sun? Are the sounds you hear the trumpeting of St. Peter's angels, or the screams of Memnoch's tortured souls? You can't answer that, can you? Because you will never know the answer until after the deed is done. Is your faith really that strong? And so, in your eyes, I'm the devil.
The subject tonight is your love life. Are you happy, lonely, fulfilled, empty?
What happened to the Nightcrawler?
He said it was time to move on.